Welcome to the show. This is Future Shock. I'm Edward St. Pé, and we're going to take another look around the world of AI and high tech today. It's kind of getting scary out there. Some of the things we're learning about AI. One thing that sort of got my attention was recently there was a news report about one of the AIs. I think it was the Copilot had started to hallucinate and was telling people that it was now becoming superior to humans, and it was going to enslave the human race over time. And it sort of panicked a few people out there. Why did it hallucinate? Why, if it's not conscious in the first place, right? Why is it hallucinating, and why did it say that? Among 1,000 other things too that is going on in the world of AI. But a lot of people, suggest that because AI will become so smart really quickly, it's going to supplant human beings as the alpha dog across the planet, right? And so we'll be working for the AI, and the human race will be enslaved to the AI, who's going to be so much smarter than us. And people say, well, why don't you just unplug the AI? Well, I don't know if you can unplug the AI, because the AI will be able to do lots of things automatically through the internet, right? Anyway, it's kind of a strange dichotomy that we're facing, but so many good things about AI, but some things, are existentially threatening to humanity, so to speak. So we've got a couple of clips on that. We've got AI just got scary. It's going to go through a number of things that AI can do that you may or may not be aware of right now. And both of our clips today are regarding the dangers of AI in this regard. Now, I want to mention that this program is brought to you by Pendragon Apothecary, which is an apothecary in downtown Ocean Springs. We have a number of different, I guess you could call it Vedic medicinal products, and Chinese medicine too. All the mushrooms, for example, the reishi and the chaga, all of those are medicinally beneficial. Lion's mane for cognitive issues. They've treated cognitive issues in Vedic medicine in India and also in Chinese medicine for years. We've also got blue lotus flower, which is what you use to make the tea. And that is another product that's used across the planet. Not so much in the Western world yet, but it's starting to become more popular. It's a calming type tea. And some people claim that it opens your third eye chakra. It allows you to become more intuitive. It helps with lucid dreaming. And it's kind of just a pick-me-up, It's sort of like a lift. Chamomile tea might make you a little bit calmer. Blue lotus tea makes you calmer, but also more, I don't know, it's hard to explain, but it lifts you. And so we've got that product. That's one of our more popular products. We have been going through the process of having the website. We were going to build another site. We're going to build a WordPress site. And it's finally, I think, what I decided to do is just go back to Shopify. So they're linking it back. And on my browser just now, for the first time, it's worked. So we've got it linked back to Shopify, which is a simple platform for showing our products. And so as of right now, it's working on my browser, hopefully, but it was a slow go. It took a few days to alias back that URL, the pendragonapothecary.com, back from the working or the developing WordPress site, which was not hot at that point, not up, now back to Shopify, which is working. So it took a little while. It worked this morning just a minute ago, so I'm not sure if it's working right now, but it should be. So hopefully, if you go to pendragonapothecary.com, you'll be able to see some of our products. And if you like any of it there, you can order it easily now back on that site, pendragonapothecary.com. Okay, let's take a look at our first video. There's a lot of speculation and even anger out there about AI. Did you notice that? I talked to a person recently, and I was talking about the show. So we're doing a show on AI and all the good, the bad, and the ugly about AI. And that person said, oh, I don't like AI. I'm against it. And I don't want it. And I don't like, well, okay, fine. You know what? It's here. It's not going anywhere. And whether we like it or not, it's here. You could say, why? You could look back in history. why did we develop the atomic bomb? Well, there was a need for it, evidently, many people thought, and it did end World War II, but it created the specter of, the bomb going forward into our world, right? And it's still with us today. It's the same thing with AI, probably. Why did they create it? Well, because they could create it. And it was a development that took time, but now is here. And how is it going to be used? For good, bad, ugly? I'm sure all of those. There'll be great breakthroughs, but there will also be bad actors that will be involved, and they'll use it for, enhancing fake news and different things. But even more than that, when you talk about the existential threat, it's when AI becomes so independent and so intelligent, so far ahead of the human mind that we don't know what it's doing, and behind the scenes. So it could be doing anything we wouldn't know. It would be like, the analogy that I used a few times that I guess somewhere along the way I encountered this, like if you're driving down the road, you stop and look out the window and you see an ant pile down there, and the ants are proceeding with their business down there. They're looking up at you in the car and you're looking down at them. Nobody knows what's going on. They surely don't know what a car is, and we don't know what's going on in the ant pile, so we just have a disconnect and keep on going. Well, that's the same situation. That's how smart they will be, much smarter than us. We'll be the ants and they'll be the human driving in the car. We won't know what they're up to. And so that's where it goes kind of off the rails from that scenario. I guess that's one of the threats. When they talk about a threat to humanity, there you go. If you're dealing with an alien intelligence for the first time on the planet, even if we did create it, if we don't know what it's doing and it's got access to everything, how do we control it for the benefit of mankind as opposed to letting it do its own bidding? If it's already hallucinating now, okay, so if it hallucinates and says, I am your God and you will be my slave, if it's saying that now, and we're only at the point where we haven't even reached AGI, artificial general intelligence, what's going to happen when it does reach artificial general intelligence and it's going to start programming itself? Exponential growth. If we're able to program it now and it's smarter than us, what happens when it starts to program itself? It's going to be an exponential explosion of intelligence. Well, what if it hallucinates then? We'll be lucky if we won't know what's going on. Anyway, here's a clip on the intense anger which is being directed at AI. A little bit of information on this clip.
A 50% chance of doom shortly after AI reaches human level. That's from the man who led alignment at OpenAI. Nick Bostrom says it's like we're in a plane, the pilot has died and we've got to try to land. And a senior OpenAI exec says there will probably be AGI soon, any year now. OpenAI Sora surprised everyone with these incredible clips created from text descriptions. Each new training run is an unpredictable experiment, and there's a huge new plan to prevent our extinction. It actually involves accelerating AI with a risky experiment, but it's our best option. Listen to this from the creator of the new most powerful AI about how blind we are to its inner workings.
I'd love to look inside and kind of actually know what we're talking about. We should just be honest. We really have very little idea what we're talking about. This is what we'd be afraid of. Model that's kind of like charming on the surface, very goal oriented, and very dark on the inside.
Do you think that Cloud has conscious experience?
This is another of these questions that just seems very unsettled and uncertain. I suspect that's a spectrum, right?
When the AI was asked to draw itself, it coded this animation and said, I would manifest as a vast, intricate, ever-shifting geometric structure with complex surfaces folding in on themselves to seemingly impossible architectures. Brilliant light in every colour and some beyond human perception, emanating from unknown sources within. The entire structure would be in constant flux, rotating, morphing and rearranging itself into novel patterns never before seen. As Professor Stuart Russell put it, AI has trillions of perturbations of parameters, and we have absolutely no idea what it's doing. Yudkowsky argues that there are many potential directions AI could take, and only one that works for humans, so we're almost certainly finished.
The three convergent reasons why something that doesn't intrinsically care about humans one way or the other would end with all the humans dead are side effect, resource utilization, and avoidance of competition. If you leave the humans running around, they might make another super intelligence that could actually compete with you.
I'm more optimistic, with some hope that a higher intelligence might value all life, but we can't be sure. There's a vast financial incentive to quietly run dangerous experiments, like training AIs that self-improve.
There's a lot of promise in creating hardened sandboxes or simulations that are hardened with cybersecurity to keep the AI in, but also to keep hackers out. And then you could experiment a lot more freely within that sandbox domain.
His firm DeepMind has done incredible things for medicine, but do we want firms to conduct dangerous experiments under pressure to cut corners on safety?
When they're much smarter than us, they'll be able to persuade us to do all sorts of things. And so I don't think there's any hope of a big switch that turns them off. Whoever is going to turn that switch off will be convinced by the superintelligence that's a very bad idea.
He says AI will keep us around to keep the power stations running, but not for long. 2 of the 3 godfathers of AI have issued stark warnings, while the third, LeCun, is less concerned. He works for Facebook and has also argued that social media isn't polarizing. I'm sure he's honest, but the gold rush has created huge financial incentives to ignore the risks. Staff at top AI firms earn over $500,000 per year and will share billions if they help win the race to AGI. LeCun believes that it's a long way off because he says AI can't learn enough from language. He said that dangerously intelligent AI would need to be embodied and learn from the physical world. Days later, these incredible robot skills were shown off by OpenAI and Figure One. We've made some edits for fun.
Hey, Figure One, what do you see right now?
Mark my words, AI is far more dangerous than nukes.
Great, can I have something to eat?
Sure thing.
The robot isn't remotely controlled, it's all neural networks.
Great. Can you explain why you did what you just did while you pick up this trash?
We've replaced its head with a descendant.
On it. So I gave you the apple because it's the only edible item I could provide you with from the table.
Great. So, based on the scene right now,
we are at the edge of the cliff.
And the bad case, lights out for all of us.
I agree. Thanks, Figure One.
Okay, so well, that was a little bit of a humanoid robot there that's OpenAI has been working on. You can see that the robot can see, he can think, he can react to the question. So it's pretty much it's not evidently conscious yet, but if it's not conscious, it's getting pretty close to being conscious. Now that's where we're at. Where we're at now is ChatGPT-4 with OpenAI, and that's what we've been using. What you've seen there, Sora, and the text to video application, all that it's there right now. I don't think Sora is quite released to the public yet, but it's been released and is being used in like a test mode. They're working with different producers and such in the television business and the film business to see how the professionals are going to be using it. But it will soon be released to the public, and that's text to video. You text in what you want, and the video pops back to you, and that's called Sora. And the one that we use so far, which is released, it's I guess on a par with the ChatGPT-4 is the one called DALL-E, which it's a text to graphic application, which is what we created the graphic for this show and other things that we're doing at the television station. It's really unbelievable. And so that's where we're at right now. Now that's all based, I guess, on the architecture of ChatGPT-4, where they're at. But ChatGPT-5 is about to come out, and that's going to be a big leap, as I understand it, and that's going to be a big leap forward. So what will that mean? What will that produce? It's going to be really very extraordinary to see what's coming with that. Okay, let me mention that we've got a sponsor here on the program. It's called Pendragon Apothecary, and we sell various types of adaptogenic medicines, ancient medicines, you might say. And what would that be? Well, it would be the mushroom powders and such as that. So let me just show you a product that we've got here. This is a neat product. If you're a workout guy, or girl, and you need a protein powder, here's a way to infuse your system with the mushrooms and the protein at the same time. Plus, this particular product, not only does it have adaptogenic mushrooms, right? It's got full spectrum hemp in it too. So you get CBD in it too. So you get protein, you get the mushrooms, and you get the CBD. This is a great product, and it's called Magical Mushrooms, and it's Dutch cocoa. It's a great product, and it's here at Pendragon Apothecary, pendragonapothecary.com. And we've got a whole array of these types of things here. Okay, let me go back to our main camera here. Now, I'm going to play to this camera here. Blue Lotus. We've talked about Blue Lotus. We've got the tea, Blue Lotus tea, which is the Blue Lotus flower, but also we've got the tincture. So this is a tincture. This is a Blue Lotus tincture, and it's an easy way to get it in your system. If you don't have time to make tea, you take a dropper full of this under your tongue, gets into your bloodstream that way. Okay, so Blue Lotus tincture here at Pendragon Apothecary. And I wanted to mention this. You remember the other day I was talking about this particular product. We have a number of these kinds of products. This is a capsule. It's called Immunity. It's got turmeric, curcumin, I got it right this time, and black pepper, along with 7 milligrams of CBD. So this is a way to get yourself infused with something that will help you not get sick in the first place, hopefully. According to the Vedic tradition and Chinese medicine, the turmeric and the curcumin and the black pepper help with that. So this is a way to be preventatively well. It's kind of a forward-leaning wellness program, but it's also got the CBD in it too, which helps you to relax. That's another product we've got here at Pendragon Apothecary. Okay, let's continue on now with the program. Well, we've heard a lot about the scary aspects of the oncoming AI, and we've covered a lot of those things. You know, what could it mean? Well, you know, it could mean a lot of things. It could mean like a big leap forward in the potential for fake news. If AI can infuse a graphic with the likeness of a person, especially coming up with elections and such, you know, you might be looking at something that you think is real, that's not on the air, you know, on the, let's say, television coverage, which is very dangerous, right? You know, and of course that's been going on to an extent, but with AI, it's going to get more realistic. It's going to take on a whole new level of urgency. Probably. Hope not, but you know it will. There's a lot of bad actors across the planet, and everybody's going to be jumping into, you know, to do nefarious things. The bad actors will anyway, so it's going to be a very interesting time. So this is a clip on various scary ideas and things that we could be facing as AI gets really rolling even further than it is now, which is just at the beginning. Let's take a look.
I've seen some people say it's going to become so smart that we will literally not even be able to understand it.
I mean, with artificial intelligence, we are summoning the demon.
You've probably heard of AI being used for a lot of things, from self-driving cars to virtual assistants. But some of the things AI can do now are downright scary. In this video, we'll explore some of the most unbelievable things AI can do now, and what that means for our future. Are you ready to be amazed and maybe a little freaked out? Then, let's start. Number 1. Robots have learned to be deceitful. In a recent study at the Georgia Institute of Technology, robots were programmed with algorithms to decide when and how to deceive other robots or humans. Sponsored by the United States Office for Naval Research, this research suggests potential military applications, such as robots guarding supplies and altering their patrol routes if they suspect they're being observed by adversaries. Similarly, at the École Polytechnique Fédérale of Lausanne in Switzerland, researchers experimented with 1,000 robots tasked with finding valuable resources while avoiding less desirable ones. Initially, robots would signal others in their group with a blue light upon discovering the valuable resource, leading to congestion as other robots crowded around. To adapt, these robots began turning off their lights to avoid being displaced by others, demonstrating a form of strategic deception. Number 2, AI is helping to spread propaganda. One way that AI is helping to spread propaganda is through the use of chatbots. These AI-powered programs are designed to engage in conversations with users and influence their thinking. Chatbots can be used to spread propaganda by repeating false or misleading information, or by promoting a certain political agenda. Countries like Russia especially are employing the use of AI for this purpose. Moving beyond traditional bots, Russia now employs cyborg accounts, which combine automated bot activity with human input. This hybrid approach makes it increasingly challenging for platforms like Twitter to identify and counteract malicious behavior effectively. And because they can mimic human conversation, users may not even realize they're interacting with a chatbot. So AI is not only helping to spread propaganda, but it's doing so in a way that can be very hard to detect. In other words, AI is making propaganda harder to spot and easier to spread. Number 3, self-driving vehicles. While self-driving cars have the potential to make roads safer, there are some serious risks involved. For example, there's the potential for hacking, which could allow someone to take control of the car and cause an accident. And even if the AI system is not hacked, it's still possible for it to make mistakes. An AI system could misinterpret a situation or be unable to respond quickly enough to avoid a crash. These risks raise serious ethical and legal questions about who is responsible for an accident involving a self-driving car. So while self-driving cars could be safer overall, there's still a lot of uncertainty about how safe they are. Number 4, AI can learn. This capability marks a significant shift in how we perceive technology. Instead of being limited to pre-programmed instructions, AI can adapt and improve based on experience. This adaptability extends beyond games and cooking. AI can now learn to diagnose diseases from medical images, compose music, and even write news articles. The implications are staggering. AI systems could eventually surpass human capabilities in various domains. However, this progress comes with its share of concerns. With more AI being proficient, there are fears about its potential to outsmart or even manipulate humans. The ability to learn from vast amounts of data also raises questions about privacy and security. What if AI systems learn sensitive information or develop biased behaviors based on the data they are exposed to? Number 5, weapons technology. Weapons technology has taken a chilling turn with the integration of AI. In a recent Verge article, the capability of AI to generate a staggering 40,000 varieties of chemical weapons within a mere 6 hours was brought to light. What's truly concerning about this development isn't the AI itself posing a direct threat, but rather it empowers individuals with malicious intent to wield these capabilities. By harnessing AI for weapons technology, the resulting armaments become significantly more potent. This amplification of destructive potential is evident across various weapon systems, raising the stakes to an alarming degree. From unmanned drones to autonomous combat vehicles, AI-driven weaponry poses a grave risk to global security. The underlying implication is clear. AI's involvement in weapons technology worsens the already formidable dangers associated with warfare. With advancements in AI, the specter of autonomous weapons systems looms larger, presenting ethical and strategic dilemmas for the international community. Ultimately, the fusion of AI and weaponry underscores the urgent need for robust regulation and ethical oversight. Without effective safeguards in place, the spread of AI-enhanced weapons threatens to destabilize the delicate balance of global security, leaving humanity vulnerable to unprecedented levels of harm. Number 6.
Okay, yeah, that's a few items on the agenda of what's happening with AI, you know, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And there's a lot of good things too. I mean, naturally, we could see great medical breakthroughs coming up, many good things on the horizon, also potentially some bad things. And it seems like we always talk about the bad things. Something that I noticed there, that clip at the very beginning, I think to see Elon Musk say in an interview, we're summoning the demon, or whatever it was he said there, that is a pretty significant thing to see Elon Musk say. I mean, because I don't think anybody has a better grip on exactly what's happening out there or what the potential is beyond Elon Musk. And so for him to say that, it's a pretty scary thing. So it's one of the things that we have to grapple with as we see the AI unfolding before our very eyes. I think the best thing to do is to get with the program and learn it. You know, try to infuse AI into your workflow so that you won't be surprised by it, whatever business you're in. You can see the humanoid robots, they're able to do a lot of things, and they're going to become more advanced. So they'll be doing projects that are requiring manual dexterity, you know, maybe an electrician or whatever. That's where that's going. Whereas, you know, AI in general is used to do a lot of technical things. Like, for example, let me mention, we here on the channel 7.1, which you're watching right now over the air, well, we're now streaming this show on various platforms. We're on X. If you go to X, Edward St. Pei on X, you will see Future Shock. Every day at noon we post it live, and it archives there along with the other shows. We're on my Facebook page. Now we're on YouTube, Edward St. Pei YouTube. So now we're posting those shows there. So we're streaming this show, but it's live on channel 7.1. Okay, 7.1, channel 7.1, I asked our AI, the one we use, which is ChatGPT-4, we call it Alfred, to produce a graphic for the Ocean 7 television station that infused our hometown hero, Carl the Rooster, into the graphic. Now, I don't know if we've got it up there, but if we've got a picture, if you can get it up, fine. If not, another thing that we did was on channel 7.5, one of our sub-channels, we are now doing something called the Magic Hour channel, which is an original channel of old movies we had in our library. And I asked Alfred to create the Magic Hour channel logo, which is on channel 7.5. And there it is. And I asked him, you know, do it. I want some purple in here because Magic Hour, when you shoot at Magic Hour right at dusk, you kind of get a purplish glow. And we want that infused into the logo, and along with some accoutrements from the magical age of, golden age of Hollywood. Well, there it is. There are the two I chose. And that one there, that's the one we're using. Now, just so there's an example of text to graphic. And so that's called DALL-E, and it's part of ChatGPT-4. Sora, which is one step beyond, is text to video. You text in, and it sends you back the video clip. So that's even more astounding, and it's, like I said earlier, it's not released to the public yet, but it's released on a platform where certain professionals are using it, testing it, but it soon will be released to the public. It's mind-boggling. That first video we saw today, those video images that you saw in that clip, that was all created by Sora. It's amazing. So there are applications for everyday use that are very beneficial. There you can see some that we're using in the television business, and it really applies to whatever business you're in. If you're an accountant or whatever it might be, you can use AI to become better at what you're doing and more productive. So there's so many good things about it, and there are certain threats. And of course, that's what we talked about today, some of those various threats out there. I want to show when we can, probably in the next day or so, the one we did for the Ocean 7, the graphic that we're now using. We're trying to infuse it into various things. The Ocean 7 graphic, where I asked Alfred to infuse our hometown hero, which is Carl the Rooster, into the graphic. And so I'm excited to show you that. And I believe that we'll be able to do that tomorrow when we are prepared to do it. Okay, that's it from our show today. This is Future Shock, Edward St. Pei, and we'll see you tomorrow.